this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Ryan ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
Ryan is not quite ready in his chair yet. He is. They're doing some construction outside, so he's having trouble finding a parking spot here. And I got no audio here. I don't know what's going on. Am I on? I'm on. I don't know what's going on. I got no audio. Here we go. Hey, there's Ryan. All right. Oh, I do have audio. Okay, cool. We're good. All right. Hey, welcome. You made it.
I did. Sorry.
They're doing some construction or something over on the street here. So. Some work on the
a new sewer line.
Yeah, some work on the sewer line, exactly. Okay, I just couldn't hear myself. I'm well aware now that I'm on, and your mic's right there for you, already on, ready to go.
Man, thank you. Sorry
Yes,
about
sir.
that.
No problem. It's not your fault, dude. Like, I should have warned you.
Yeah, I got here about 8 minutes ago, and yeah, they have probably a solid 8 or 9 spots on the street blocked off by what appear to be like water transfer stations that they're going to be installing after they dig up the sewer line.
Yeah, they sent me they put a letter in my mailbox the other day. Damned if I know what I did with it. And I'm like thinking earlier today, like, this would probably be useful information for when Ryan gets here. And it just was like, I don't know where the fuck I put this piece of paper to tell you like when they're gonna stop working, which I think was like 4 o'clock. Or where you could park on the streets. It's kind of like, oh shit, like where's he gonna go when he gets here?
Yeah, well, I found one. It was just all the way up, so yeah, I had to huff it.
Joke's on me, because I get to walk with you to the car after the show.
Exactly, that is correct.
We got band stuff to deal with after the show. So
oh yeah,
I don't want to say deal with. It's not anything negative. It's
it's dealing.
It might be better for us in the long run, so.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But it'll certainly be dealing. Yeah, we got to go bust some heads up in North Buffalo.
For sure. Laura says Meg Ryan should have walked there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long walk. From the west side to here, it's about a 15-20 minute drive.
This app is horribly, look at that, it doesn't show the picture. And it puts the YouTube logo right in front of the like what's going on with your app now, Twidget, whoever you are. Anyway, good show on Friday night, man. We played over at Good Bar.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. First show as bassist of the Living Brain Dead, and went pretty well. I fucked up the first song. After that, it was pretty good.
Throughout the whole show, we all fucked up a couple of songs. So like,
it ain't punk rock if you don't.
It's all good. There was one point you and I are just like, where are you? You know, like we couldn't, we both missed our cue or something. I don't know, like John might have come in earlier or Katie maybe, I don't know, but like.
I think it was Earth Angel, and I think it was one of those situations where, like I think John might have been a second early, but I was supposed to be playing a walk-up line, and instead I lingered on the second instead of going up to the third or the fifth.
It's all good.
And then, I think you played the wrong chord and none of us knew where to go. But hey, we got through it.
We managed. Played Cat Girls for the first time. My tone knob was at 0, unbeknownst to me. I realized it as soon as I went to go play that first chord in Earth Angel, oh.
Man, this is just the greatest self-promotion ever. Like, hey, here's every single thing that we fucked up horrendously.
So now you got to come see us on May 28th when we redeem ourselves at the Walmore Inn. Yeah. With Cardiac Cassette. That show just got announced over the weekend. Actually, just before the last show, it got announced. It's a cancer benefit show, so you got to come out. It's for charity. Yeah. It's for good cause.
Absolutely.
Maybe meet my mom. She lives across the street. Oops, I didn't mean to out where my mom lives.
Yep. All right.
Anyway.
She's going to get a bunch of junk mail from people that are going to sign her up for free shit, free samples.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, man, it was a good show. I had a good time. So that band, That dude Angel is fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah,
That
for
dude
real, for real,
Knudden,
for real.
That dude is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, so like, I walked in there, I was like, you know, kind of like still dealing with like my mood a little bit. And then like we're watching Idiots of Idealism play and I look up and I'm like, wait a second. I know that dude. The guitar player for Idiots of Idealism is my ex-wife's current husband. So I got a huge laugh out of that. I didn't know. Apparently he knew before the show because one of his bandmates was like, oh yeah, no, he knew you were going to be here. Like, oh, okay, I didn't know.
Jeez.
But so I just got a good laugh out of that. Just put me in a great mood. I actually told Angel, and Angel's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Like, he didn't do nothing to me. I ain't worried about him. You know, like he's going through all the bullshit I was going through, you know, 7-8 years ago. I feel bad for him. I actually got off stage during Gur Arg, and I fist bumped him on the way by. I didn't know. At that point, I didn't know if he like knew it was me. But apparently he did, and I felt bad because I didn't see him after that. So I'm like, shit, I really hope I didn't upset him because I have really, literally, legitimately no problem with him whatsoever. Like, I just thought it was funny, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna fist bump him on my way back up on stage. And then I didn't see him again the rest of the night. But you know, his bandmates assured me, no, it's cool, man, it's good, everything's good. So
yeah, I think it was good. He didn't mention anything about it. I was talking to him a little bit when I stepped outside.
Good,
he
good.
was he seemed like he was all right.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was a good time. It was fun.
For real,
It was
man.
a good show. Three good bands. Felt good to play out.
Tell you what, man, you went to Patton Oswalt the next day.
Yes, I did. Yes.
How was that?
I mean, it was fucking awesome. I don't know if you're a Patton Oswalt fan at all. I've always really appreciated his shit. Like, that disc he came out with in 2007, Werewolves and Lollipops, was, for me, like, the stand-up album of my freshman year of college. Like, I just listened to it on repeat. It was the first time I had ever heard that kind of, like, nerdy and perpetually referencing humor, but it has, like, he's like he's a reader, so it's got a lot of, like, literary references and shit, too. I mean, it's just hilarious, and there was a lot of that still, and also, he did a bunch of crowd work, which he's not really known for, and he did a great job at it. So it was awesome. We were in the third row. We were, you know, from me to the wall from him. It was great.
Cool.
I had an absolute fucking blast.
I went to Good Bar again on Saturday night.
Yeah, you're just, for a guy that doesn't drink, you hang out at Good Bar a lot.
I apparently do. I mean, they've got good shows going on, man. So it was Cardboard Homestead, The Abrupters, and Working Class Stiffs, and I can't remember the name of the touring band off the top of my head. The Why Nots, that's what they were called, from Pennsylvania. They were there for that show.
Oh, nice.
I finally got my Working Class Stiffs shirt. Did you know this story about the Working Class Stiffs t-shirt?
This one that we've been talking about ad nauseum? Oh,
yes, yes, that one.
Oh, yeah.
I finally got, like, Joe, like, presented to me, like, Excalibur, like, done, like. But I actually got a text, like, right after I got to Good Bar, like, oh yeah, the Patton Oswalt show just let out. Like, already? Like, this show's literally just starting. So, and I was basically told the same thing. It was a good show, and that he did a lot of crowd work. So,
yeah, it was pretty great. Really enjoyable. I should have gone to the Working Class Stiff show, but it was kind of a date night with Natalie. So.
Right, so you don't want to be like, hey, after this, we're going to go to Good Bar now.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that. It was a good show, man. You missed, I mean, like, there was a ton of people there. I felt like the floor was going to cave in, which is not an uncommon occurrence in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. Western New York in general, a lot of these buildings.
Sounds like you're a jinx when it comes to working class. Look, it's working now properly. It looks like you're a jinx when it comes to working class stiffs, I guess. Oh, man. I guess. Because I was supposed to get that shirt a long time ago. I actually designed that logo that's on their album cover and on the t-shirt. And, like, to a point where I booked, like, their first show as Working Class Stiffs. Made that logo to throw on a flyer. Because, like, they don't have a logo. I'll just make one for them. Mm-hmm. And the next thing I know, they're using it, like, on all their social media and everything. And you can still, like, there was a fucking clip art of a punk dude on the fucking flyer, and you could see one of the fucking spikes from his mohawk in the fucking logo. I'm like, guys, let me fix this for you. And I just did the logo, and then when they made t-shirts, I made that logo, And it's just so
nice, man.
just
Look at you just distributing art using a Creative Commons
So
license.
as he's giving me this, Mike from the Abrupters is standing right next to me. And he's like, oh, he pulled the same shit on me. I'm like, no, the fuck I didn't. You guys gave me a defective fucking product. Because with theirs, my original copy of their album, their vinyl, was a mispress.
Okay.
So they were like, no, we'll give you another one. We'll swap it out for you. And I forgot to bring the other one, so they just gave me the other one. So he's like, yeah, he pulled the same thing on me. Like, no, the fuck I didn't.
Yeah, you did, but I won't tell. Whoops.
Oh, yeah, Tim has them on his record label and is still waiting for a Working Class Stiff shirt. So it's not just me.
Oh, the merch distribution.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, man. People were, like, coming up to me like, hey, let me get that shirt in medium on Friday night. And I'm, like, digging through the box like, don't got it. So we gotta maybe replenish the merch box, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even take a look. That was your purview during that. But, yeah, it's always a good idea to have... like 4 of each usually, and probably like 6 larges.
Yeah, I think we were large, XL. I know there's a 4X of one of the shirts in there, but there was no mediums of anything. It's like, okay, I guess got to make more merch.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So that's something.
Yeah, we've run into that issue in Shambles. We only have smalls and mediums though. We ran out of larges and XLs and 2Xs.
So who does your merch?
Oh, basically whoever's standing near the table at the time.
No, I mean like makes your merch, makes your T-shirts.
Oh, I don't even remember. We had just a company that does a screen of the shirt and then they mail them to you. They were like,
oh, okay.
They were like $4 each, but that's why the logo is the same size on all of them. So I gotta go back through our email and figure that out and order some more. But point being, yeah, I understand the struggle of running out of the shirt. It seems to happen everywhere I go.
We did the last batch through Wooden T-shirts here in Buffalo. They did they did the Think So brand shirts back in the day too.
Nice.
So we kind of stuck with them. And when we went to do these, we call it the distressed shirt. It's the one with the upside down flag and
Fuck
the
yeah.
Anti-fascist by choice on the back. So those guys are they do good work. So I might just be like, yo, let me get some merch from you guys now instead of trying to redo all the shit that we're running out of on my own.
Yeah.
So
not a bad move.
And of course we have exclusive merch on shop.livingbraindead.com now. So. And you could get some great ThinkSoJoE show merch on merch.thinksojoe.com. That'll pop up in a second if it hasn't already. I don't know.
Your internal clock is off, man.
It is. It probably already popped up, man. It's 6:12 now, so.
Oh, man. 6:12. Dude, I don't know. So how's your day been? We haven't really been texting in the band thread at all today.
No, not really. No, I rolled out of bed at like 1, and then I was like, okay, I got to get this one job done because I have no idea what time I'm getting back here tonight, so I don't want anything that's going to be due like before 1 or 2 in the morning. I don't think we're going to be out that late.
No, we'll be there 45 minutes to an hour or something.
I was gonna say I hope we won't be out that late, but I got some work done, and then I showered and I ate and I took care of the cleaning up the studio a little bit so that it's looked presentable on camera here.
Nice, very good. Very
And
good. What a productive day you've had, Joe.
Things you might not know dropped today because I forgot to do it on Monday.
2 days late.
I forgot. Well, I didn't get it done in time for Monday, so I was like, all right, it's going up tomorrow. And then I forgot to put it up on Tuesday.
Oh, man.
So it's up now.
Good deal.
Yes, Laura, including the music shirt. That's all still available on. The only things that came out of the shop when we upgraded the shop was the Karina's Cookies stuff, and that's because she's not really doing that anymore. So she was like, yeah, just you can take that all out of the shop. Like, okay, cool. I won't transfer it then.
Word. R.I.P. Karina's Cookies.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Natalie was obsessed with them.
Yeah. Oh, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, make your own cookies, get some Oreos.
I literally just finished off some Oreos.
Dude, I don't know why I'm on the brain. I was listening, well, I kind of know why. Like, I was listening to fucking sports talk while I was working earlier, and they were talking about Oreos, and they were, like, trying to crack jokes, but, like, they don't laugh at each other on Show Up in the Bulldog, so, I don't know. Point being, they were asking about, like, do you like Oreos? And my answer to that question is, I do not like Oreos, but if there is a bag of them, I will eat the entire fucking bag. Like, I never go out and buy them, but right now, I have them on the brain, and I want to go get some.
No, apparently no more Karina's cookies. She hasn't been doing them, and she told me to take the merch out of the store. Her domain's about to expire, so I gotta get a hold of her about that and be like, yo, do you want me to renew this? Are you ever gonna do this again? Is this a thing? Like, so.
It's over and done with.
Yeah.
The dream is over.
Get rid of that URL and just buy another one. Just get that, braindeadcynicrecords.com or something, Had to distribute our own single. It's all good. It's all
That's
good.
the only way to do it.
That's the best way to do it, man.
DIY.
shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had a pretty decent day. I like lemon Oreos. Really? Have you ever had lemon Oreos?
I have not, but I have kind of discovered that all of the flavors you think would be the most fucked up in the Oreo catalog tend to be the best ones.
Did you have that mystery flavor a few years ago?
No.
Oh, it was terrible, man. I think it was.
It was terrible.
Oh, it was awful.
Was it like cheeseburger flavor?
No,
or
it was like Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops or one of those, like
Yo,
one of those
shit,
fruit cereal ones.
That sounds delicious.
It sounds but it's fucking terrible. And there's just this like it's fine when you first bite into it, and then there's this aftertaste, and that's like the worst.
Now I'm just curious. I want to check that out.
You might have to go on eBay and buy a 4-year-old package of those. I think that was, but they were not my favorites. I bought them like right before work. I just left them at work. I'm like, yo, anybody want these? Take them. And my buddy John's just like, oh yeah, no, those are really good. I ate the whole package. Like, how the fuck could you eat those, man? Those things were nasty, like gross.
Now I just gotta know. I'm so fucking curious. I don't know. That sounds like something that would be right up my alley. Like, I'm the guy that, like, you ever have anybody buy those, like, what are they, like, those fucking, like, Russell Stover, little cordials, and they're all different. One of them will be, like, toffee, one of them will be caramel, shit like that. I'm the guy that goes for the orange cream one, the disgusting one that no one wants. I fucking love that one. So these Fruity Pebble Oreos sound like they're right up my alley.
Yeah.
Like, bring it on.
I ate, like, one, and I'm like, nope, that's enough. I knew what the flavor was. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is my guess for the flavor, but no. I know.
Fucking done with it.
Where are we at? Banana Oreos.
That's fucking disgusting. Banana's the worst.
Nah, I like banana flavored stuff, man. So we're opposites over here, man.
Well, I mean, it would work
I'll tell you what,
out.
man. Here's the best Oreo flavor when they have them, which is not all the time, but when they have them, apple pie flavored Oreos.
Oh, I've had those. They're fucking
Those
great.
are the fucking best.
They're delicious. Because it's just the same. It's like the cream, but it's like apple flavored and there's cinnamon on it. It's fucking great. And it's like a graham cracker cookie.
I'm pretty sure those were the last cookies I ever bought until like this most recent pack of Oreos. Because I saw that they had them and I'm like, I have to find them. And I found them. They were on the end cap. I bought a bag or, a little package, whatever the fuck you call the Oreo pack. Karina goes, I make cookies. But these are apple pie Oreo. Like, you don't make these.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're delicious. It's that same thing where
Yellow sauce agrees.
No, I'm not the worst human.
I'm gonna tell Bob Paul on you.
No, see, yellow sauce is good because it's like a deep dive into the banana lifestyle. Like I am. No, bananas just taste like shit though. Like I was eating runts the other day. Runts are great except for the fucking bananas. And it ruined the entire experience. Like we were watching SNL, it was great. And then every couple handfuls I had to eat a banana and it was terrible. And I'm not going to just throw it away. That's fucking wasteful.
Yeah, that's the opposite here, man. I like the banana ones.
So like
I like banana flavored stuff. I like grape flavored stuff, and a lot of people don't like grape flavored stuff.
No, grape flavored stuff is the fucking best. But like I'm still hung up on the banana thing. So like after like Halloween, right? Like you hand out candy to all the kids and stuff, and they take all of the strawberry and grape and watermelon and lime Laffy Taffies. You're excited to see only the yellow ones remaining in the bottom of the bin. Like you're excited about that? Like I'm always so fucking disappointed because like those things and Biddo honeys are the only fucking things left, and I don't want that shit. Give me the strawberry.
Look at this, man. You're dropping down the list. You're now below Joe on Laura's favorite list.
Yeah, I'll just keep dropping. I ain't fucking care. Bananas.
But to your point, Mark says he loves bananas, but not banana flavored whatever. Do you like actual bananas?
I don't like them. It's been a while. I've been not good about eating healthy, but
Same.
for about a 2-year period, I ate a banana every morning just because I knew it was fucking good for me. But it was like Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec. Like, I didn't cram it in a burger, but that was how I felt about it. I was
Right.
just eating
Okay.
it like, I'm doing it for my longevity. Not very good. Not very good.
Okay.
But they made me feel good. So.
Well, here's the thing you might not know is that banana-flavored things are not based on the bananas we have now, but bananas that no longer exist.
All right.
So
I was born in the wrong era. Like, I should have been born.
I'm saying if you don't like banana flavored stuff, no, because because these current like banana flavored things taste like bananas, 40 years ago before those particular bananas went extinct.
So
which is a thing.
When did they go extinct?
I have no idea. I don't know exactly when. I'm just.
Was it like I mean, it must have been like pre-iPhone,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
probably
Definitely.
pre-television.
I would imagine that neither of us have ever had the bananas that the banana flavored stuff tastes like.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Well, at least we have the old school banana flavoring then that we can stick into our bubble gum and our banana runts and our circus peanuts so I can know what it tasted like without having to go back in time and abandon all of the other wonderful things that we have here.
Right.
Craft beer, porn on the internet.
Porn on the internet.
That's what it's for, man.
Yeah.
That and this.
Yep. It's the two things that are on the internet, porn and this show.
That's a good shirt.
Yeah, that could be a good shirt.
Most visited website, like a pie chart, most visited websites, and the whole thing is just porn. And then there's just a tiny little
The
sliver.
ThinkSoJoE show.
ThinkSoJoE show.
That's perfect. That's a good idea. I'm gonna have to remember that after the show now. Luckily, it's in the first quarter of the show, so I can just go back and watch it later. Like, oh, hey, I got to make a T-shirt like that. So, put that in the merch store.
Hell yeah, man.
Got some
Hell
more.
yeah.
I ordered some Living Brain Dead merch last night for myself.
Oh yeah?
I got the other hat coming.
Okay.
I got the Raglan T-shirt. One of the Raglan T-shirts because we got multiple different styles.
I like a raglan.
And I just got the patch. We have a patch in the online store, so those are coming.
Are you gonna put the patch on the shirt over the logo so it's just duplicative?
Logoception.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I was thinking about saying that, and I was like, I can't say, and then you said it, and it was good.
I've never seen the movie, but I get the reference. So.
Yeah, I have not seen the movie. I had an internship, and this dude I was working with was telling me I needed to watch it, and he bought the Blu-ray, and he handed me the DVD, and he's like, you need to watch this. And then for the entire summer, I didn't watch it, and then I didn't give him back the DVD. So I have a DVD copy of Inception in a jewel case in my DVD rack right now that I have never watched. And I honestly don't think I ever will at this point.
There are definitely CDs in my dining room I haven't listened to that people are like, oh, here, I'll let you borrow this, or here, take this CD.
Yep.
And I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. Like,
Right.
like one of my friends is like super into the band Battlecross. He's like,
Okay.
dude, you love Metallica, you're gonna like this. And I just have not listened to it. And this was years ago he gave me this CD. Like, it's still got to be better than like when that girl gave me that Trust Company CD like 2 decades ago. But
Did you listen to that?
yeah, it was fucking terrible.
How insulting to Battlecross.
Oh, I know. Well,
Two separate people handed you errands, and you did the bad one.
I did the bad one. Absolutely did the bad. But that's probably it. I did the bad one. So when the good one came along, I'm like, I'm skeptical about this.
They're trying to trick me.
I actually watched a movie the other night, if you could believe that. I forget what the fuck it was called, but
Wow. Okay, well, I didn't believe it until you said you forgot what it was called, and I was, oh yeah, that's Joe.
it had the dude who played Marshall from How I Met Your Mother in it. I can tell you that much.
Marshall, it's Jason Segel, right?
Yes.
Was it Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
No, it was a newer one. It was called Windfall.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
No fucking idea.
I had like a virtual date and was watching that, and she fell asleep halfway through. So I was like, what the fuck is the etiquette here? Do I finish watching the movie, or do I like be like, okay, she fell asleep, I should turn this off now? Or I didn't know. I finished watching the fucking movie and just sent her a text later like, hey, I think you fell asleep, but I finished watching the movie. But if you want to watch the rest of it tomorrow, cool. Like I'll watch the rest of it again with you. So
Yeah, that's a strange one.
I've never been on like a virtual movie date before, so I really didn't know what to do. Like, you know, and she's in the, you know, so it's like you have the movie and then you have like a chat like off to the side, and she's telling me, oh, this actor is in this and he's in this and he's in this, and this actress is Phil Collins' daughter, and like that's cool. And I'm just sitting here like, am I supposed to hate this fucking dude? Because I fucking hate this dude.
Do you think she just had the Wikipedia page up and she was just copying and pasting little factoids so that she would seem interesting?
I'm pretty sure she's into movies and kind of knew all that. So
okay.
Because actually, like the way I matched with this person was like her. I was talking about this dating app Hinge last week. One of her questions was like, here, you can respond to this question, which is, what's your favorite movie? And I was like, you know what? UHF by Weird Al Yankovic most of the time.
Fucking great.
Or starring Weird Al Yankovic. So, and then like she starts talking about movies, and I'm like, yeah, I'm more of a music guy, but and she's like, oh, my friend, I got friends in, all these bands, and I'm like, I'm familiar with all these bands. I'm not really friends with all these bands, but I know who all of them are. So, and not in a sense of like, I don't like these bands or I don't like anybody in these bands, just I don't personally know them,
right.
That level of I'm not friends with them.
Right, you're communicating.
I don't want it to sound like, nah, fuck those guys.
No, right,
especially because I'm pretty sure we're playing one of those bands today.
No, you're communicating very literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're literally communicating. I don't know those guys. What a wonderful networking opportunity that virtual movie date was, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only do you get to go on a virtual movie date, but you also may have a connection now to a bunch of awesome bands. Hooray! That's what the online dating is for. That is the third thing on the internet. It's online dating.
Online dating, yeah.
Yeah. That's still a small sliver next to the porn. The big circle.
Right.
The big circle of porn.
Yeah. We got, what do we got here? Mark wouldn't fall asleep on our date. I'm sure you wouldn't. Joe can't guess what Laura's favorite movie is.
Ooh, it's Home Alone 4.
I think it's Home Alone 3. Oh, the Holiday Heist.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wait, no, it's Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Yeah.
But there were no other Home Alone movies. Well,
nah.
Except for the original.
Well,
we all know she doesn't like that. I'm pretty sure it was Home Alone 4. Begins with an H. I'm not quick enough. I'm trying to think of another movie that begins with an H.
Hollow Man.
Halloween.
Hollow Man.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, the easiest one. What's wrong with me? I need more coffee. Yeah, I went to get this coffee and I accidentally poured a fucking decaf.
Oh, God.
And I told the guy, I was like, hey, man, can I get, like, I poured the wrong thing. You can charge me. I'm sorry. And he's like, no problem, dude. I just fucking threw it away. But, like, that's demonstrating my mental state right now. I'm hanging on by a thread.
Dude, I took some vitamins today and I'm drinking Pepsi and I'm still fucking crashing. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I didn't wake up until like 1 p.m. today. Why the fuck am I tired at 6:30?
It's that erratic sleep schedule, man. You didn't wake up until 1 p.m., but what time did you go to bed? Like 11:30 a.m.?
Nah, it was before that. Because
11:15.
I didn't have to do WrestleMania today.
Ah, okay.
Somebody tweeted earlier, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's so good to hear WrestleMania's voice again, Joe. You did a great job while you were gone." But it just the nostalgia will hit hard when I heard WrestleMania's voice. I'm like, dude, he was only gone 5 days. Like I appreciate the compliment of I did a good job or whatever, But yeah, he was only gone 5 days. I'm sorry if I made it feel longer. But yeah.
No, man.
Laura corrected us. She says it's Home Alone 5, which
that movie doesn't exist. I refuse to believe that they made a Home Alone 5. You're full of shit, Laura.
That's what I'm doing next.
You've been full of shit from the beginning.
That's what I'm doing. Next movie date. Hey, we're going to watch Home Alone 5. Why? Just because. Just fucking because.
What's your favorite movie? Home Alone 5. Swiping right.
Left.
Oh, it's left. That's
left
right.
is to decline. Yeah.
Oh, see, there we go. That's accidental match then. Well, now I'm watching Home Alone 5. So you swipe left. How about you just incinerate your phone?
I got a notification yesterday on Tinder and it says, you matched with this person. And I'm looking, I'm like, why? Why? Well, apparently I must have swiped right on them, but they're from like Welland, Ontario, and like don't seem like somebody I would swipe right on. So I'm just like, I must have accidentally liked this person.
What do you have against our neighbors to the north, Joe?
Nothing. Just I'm not. I
wouldn't
not,
swipe
not
right
all
on
of
a
us.
Canadian. Ugh.
Not all of us can are in a position to date our neighbors to the north. So
Few are with this border.
it's just yeah, right.
Yeah.
Crossing. I mean, restrictions are pretty much lifted at this point, but still.
Yeah, it's still not fun going across.
Yeah,
from the stories I've heard anyway. I have not gone. Ethan goes over like every week.
I'm actually a little bit bummed I'm not going there tonight. I just found out earlier today that the Platters are playing at the casino over there.
Oh, shit.
And I fucking love the Platters. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, when is that? Like, oh, fuck, it's tonight. I can't go. All right. Get your official ThinkSoJoE merch, including this wonderful test pattern shirt here at merch.thinksojoe.com. We're going to play some music right now. This is from a band called The Soul Butchers, and they are playing Saturday at Revolution Gallery. That's 1419 Hurdle with Pam Schwartz. That's at 8 p.m., $7 at the door, and 21 and up with ID only. This song is called Landfall on all WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. Soul Butchers on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show. The song called Landfall. Catch them Saturday at Revolution Gallery. That's at 1419 Hurdle.
Oops,
What
sorry.
is going on there? There's a podcast or something playing. Another podcast.
I checked my phone and yeah, it just started playing the thing I was listening to earlier. Sorry about that.
Ryan's just like, I'm going to listen to a podcast while I'm doing a podcast.
Absolutely. That's
Podcastception. Anyway,
yeah, that's what all good podcasts
goes
hosts
right
do,
back to the opening segment, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was a callback.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. No, that was really good. I liked that. I haven't
dig
heard
it,
that
man.
before.
I
It
dig
sounds like something you'd hear like almost on like a 90s radio station after like a hum song or something. It's really fucking good. I like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. That looks to be the place to be Saturday night, Revolution Gallery, unless you're out in Rochester, and we'll tell you more about Rochester show coming up in the next song break. But,
Yeah.
you know, got some
yeah.
Rochester bands on the show today, so
Good shit, man.
Yeah.
Rottenchester, 585.
got some of that 585 stuff coming on the show today. So that's pretty cool, man. I usually don't. It's usually just like I throw the show together just looking at the this week on like Facebook events. Mm-hmm. So it's usually just Buffalo bands, which
Yeah, there's shit happening out in Rochester, man.
I'm more likely to go see the Rochester or the Buffalo bands because I'm here, but like, got to show some love to the Rochester bands every now and then. So it's really cool. We got some of them coming up on the show later on. So
Absolutely, man. It's my hometown. Rochester's got some great shit.
for sure.
Scene's blowing up. When I left there, 10, 15 years ago, it used to just be like screamo bands, and now it's a whole bunch of shit. So it's pretty cool.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Got a good little representation from there tonight on the show. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Guard-
Including a Rochester show, a show you can go to in Rochester this week. We're going to plug a little bit. So how about that?
Most excellent.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Thanks to Karina for pointing out to me that show was this weekend, because she messaged me this morning, hey, just so you know, Poison the Prophets got their show this week. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, good. So
I'm now
I'll tell you what, man,
oriented on
like
the time-space continuum.
Like,
Very
well,
good.
I know we got 20 minutes before we need to play the song, but I do want to talk about Poison the Prophet just for a second here, and that's they lost a member, much like the Living Brain Dead did last year, so our heart goes out to them. And this show they've got coming up Saturday at the Montage is actually the Mike Hardy Memorial Show. I didn't know Mike. Karina was close with all them, but I didn't know any of those guys. I'm friends with some of them on social media or whatever, so it was like, as soon as I saw that was happening, it's like, oh man, guys, I know what you're going through. Like it's hard. It doesn't get easier, man, but
Yeah.
you guys are gonna do them proud on Saturday. I know you are, because that's all we ever want to fucking do anymore is make Brian proud when we're fucking doing our shit. So kick some ass Saturday, guys.
Yeah, seriously, I'm sorry to hear that shit.
Yeah.
That's awful.
So,
Yeah.
but
Fucking
anyway.
bummer, man.
But yeah, we'll talk more about that when we get to the song break, because that's the next band we're going to play is Poison the Prophet. Anyway, I came with nothing to talk about, so as I do every week, but usually we pick things up and go. So
I had a head full of shit, and then I got in the car and started driving, and it just completely disappeared.
how it usually happens.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like I show up every Wednesday, like raring to go, and then I end up on the show, and I'm like, why? How come? Where did all of the shit go? Where did it happen? Like
It's like stuff to talk about on the show. Parking pushes it out.
right, exactly.
Especially the last 2 weeks, you haven't had. You were struggling to find parking last week too, and they weren't even doing construction.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think the other thing is like I don't know. I've talked to you about it extensively. Maybe that's just something I can talk about on the show. Like I am so fucking overloaded between
Yep.
like my job and my personal obligations in my life and shit that I am having a hard time keeping things straight to a degree that I have never experienced before. I am generally very organized and together and understand what's going on, and I am just like flying by the seat of my asshole day to day to day and just barely clinging on.
I'll tell you, man, last night it was pointed out to me that I had 28 fucking orders in my queue. 28.
28.
20. I didn't even realize until it was pointed out to me, like one of my clients, because I've been in kind of like a negative kind of headspace for like the last few months. And it's finally like turning the corner. I'm feeling better. The weather's better. You know, I got a good laugh out of, you know, the guitar player for Idiots of Idealism being my ex-wife's husband.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm starting to feel better about everything. And I finally got around to doing this job from a month ago. And I'm talking to the guy because I still have another script I still need to do for him. And I told him I would do it tonight. But I'm talking to him. He's like, no worries. I just looked at your Fiverr. I see you got 29 orders. Like, I got what now? Like, that can't be right. And I went and I looked, and sure enough, like, holy shit, man, where did all these, how do I have this many orders? Like,
Shit. Well, that's good, man. Job security. I like it.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, man. I am so glad to be feeling better, man. It's just been a rough couple of months and me not want to do anything. Just the only thing I had to, like, I'm just like, band practice, that's cool. Work,
Yeah, dude. That wears you down, man.
Yeah, so
Well, I know you're feeling like when you get all that overloaded. Like you're saying, you got 29 orders sitting there. Like, I don't know. My coworker left in January, and I inherited his workload, and I had 210 emails to answer. And as of today, I have 387 emails to answer. It has not gotten better. It's just brutal. And like, I know what that feeling is of just like, oh my God, I can't address the backlog. It's so fucking brutal. But, you know, glad you're like feeling better, that you've had some solace in the band practices and shit. And that you're coming out of the other end of it. And then, you know, on my end as well, like we're hiring a new guy that starts on Monday. And there's going to be another month of getting him up to speed and training him and stuff. But once that happens, like, I should be good to go. And hopefully I won't be looking at my job like I want to blow my fucking brains out anymore. Like,
right.
You know, I'm sorry, too. It's very insensitive to say that. I'm not trying to make light of that. I'm just so fucking buried. It's making me depressed. And that's the thing. I told you about that, too. Like, I went to my doctor, and, you know, you want to be honest with your fucking doctor, right? Like, you want to tell your doctor what's going on with you. You don't want to, like, coax it. So I was like, yes, I drank this many beers, and, you know, I've been experiencing these symptoms of depression. And she's like, well, when you come back for your physical, we'll take a look at it again. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's reasonable. It's the first time I've seen you because my old doctor died, so you don't want to jump to just prescribing me shit. That's fine. So I show back up. She hands me a sheet that you fill out on a scale of 1 to 5, you know, how frequently you've experienced these symptoms of anxiety or depression. And I'm close to like a 4 or a 5 on every single fucking one because my job is driving me fucking batshit and I'm just overly stressed out about it. And she's like, oh yeah, you're a good candidate to be prescribed antidepressants. Let's get you started on this. And I'm like, I mean, I definitely have a depressive personality. You know, it's definitely something that I would consider. But like, at the same time, I think all of these factors or all of these things I'm experiencing are probably due to environmental factors. And her response was, well, work is always going to be there, so here's some pills. And I was like, I'm not sure about that. And in addition to that, the sheet that she used to diagnose it said copyright 1999 Pfizer on the bottom of it, which is not the most promising. Right. It doesn't inspire the most confidence. And don't get me wrong.
You don't feel like that's probably in line with current scientific...
Right. And in addition to that, like, I have a hard time seeing that as unbiased based on the fact that Pfizer wants to sell the pills to me. So and don't get me wrong, I have a lot of faith in my doctor and the people in our medical community that are overly burdened right now by just their crazy workloads, just like everybody is. You know, it's people are leaving their jobs because they're fucking stressed, and it's happening to doctors, it's happening to nurses, it's happening to fucking pharmacists as well. So I get it that, like, you might not have the time to sit down and spend 3 hours with me talking to me about this, and I should probably go see a fucking therapist instead. But like, just that entire sequence, I was like, wait a minute, so you're using a biased sheet to diagnose me based on environmental factors that I could change, but instead I should just take the pills. Got it. That makes a lot of sense. Yep. And also, again, not making light of it, depression and anxiety is a very fucking real thing, and I know people that struggle with it tremendously. I think that what I'm experiencing right now is largely environmental, and it was just interesting to me to get that recommendation based on that.
Believe it or not, offices use those forms because it's one less thing for them to buy. So,
Wait, so you mean you don't need to pay the licensing rights to get another form, you mean, to have them fill out, or I'm confused?
I will wait for an answer. We're
No, and I
on
mean-
a little bit of a delay here, so.
No, and I mean, it also makes sense. Like, obviously, that's what you're going to. I mean, I negotiate clinical trial agreements for a living. Like, I understand that all of these things.
I thought you sold ShamWows for a living.
Yes, that is correct. That is fucking correct.
Exactly.
So
yes,
exactly,
yes.
yeah. So it's like, right, exactly, because you would need to have the licensing rights for a new diagnostic test or a self-assessment that you would fill out. And yeah, I mean, I get it. And it makes sense too. It's just, it doesn't leave any room for the nuance of, hey, like, I'm experiencing severe stress right now, and I think it's entirely environmental, but, you know, we'll fucking see. We'll see what happens next month when we're fully up, you know, fully staffed and shit, and I'm...
Right.
If I'm still sitting around like, this sucks, then maybe she was right.
Trying to find this image now so I could throw it up on the screen here. It's a fucking ShamWow guy.
Fucking Vince.
Vince Offer.
We've used that motherfucker in ads before for shambles.
I just like Cam was like, oh, put the picture of fucking Vince Offer and ShamWow, like yeah, I don't feel like fucking working right now, so I'm just gonna Photoshop Ryan's face on this.
Yep, that's me. That's what I fucking do.
So
that's why I'm so stressed. Nobody wants the ShamWow anymore. Very disappointing.
You gotta get on that slap chop, man.
Yeah, right. Jeez.
Get them all to chop your nuts.
Yeah, you can get a ShamWow, you can get a slap chop, and you can get some head on applied directly to the forehead. Yeah, my lifetime sales are 0.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I do. Like, take back that thing I said about negotiating the clinical trial agreements. I am ShamWow.
Yeah, that was just like, I don't feel like fucking going in the booth right now. I'm just gonna do this because I can. I don't have 29 fucking jobs I need to do.
Well, I'm glad I was able to help you procrastinate.
Yeah. That's my problem. I procrastinate all the fucking time. That's why I don't get to bed till like 9 a.m. half the time.
That's how it works, though. Nothing good ever happens ahead of time. I shouldn't say nothing, but largely the world is driven by deadlines and last-minute panic. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, oh wait, what's Ningwood got? This is.
Admin costs take up roughly 60% of every dollar a medical provider receives. Admittedly, that data is about 6 years old, so they love free stuff and will use any free form they can.
That is 100% correct, and let me tell you, that 60% pays my fucking salary. No, it is crazy though. The institutional overhead that is negotiated for universities. You get overhead whenever you get government funding, and it's extraordinarily high. The thing is, I don't want to sit here defending admins because, even though I am one, it's very self-serving. But like, yeah, it is very difficult. Like, money makes the medical community fucking turn. And the other thing is, it's extraordinarily complicated, and it's a giant bureaucratic structure. And the larger you get, the more money it costs to keep it churning. And the more complicated it gets, the longer things take. So it seems like it's a house of cards. It isn't, but it is very, 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 very fucking expensive. And the overhead is about 60%. It's fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. It's fucking crazy. So I don't know. When you're donating, make sure you're donating directly to. Make sure you're gifting directly to doctors, or you're donating to like the nonprofit I work for is good for using the money appropriately. So, yeah.
Good.
Yep. I don't know. Sorry, trailed off there at the end.
No, it's all right.
On the topic of procrastination, I have been procrastinating, not on my job necessarily, but on other things that I'm supposed to be doing, like, setting up flyers for shows and whatnot. But I woke up hungover on Sunday with a wild hair up my ass, and I bought an acoustic bass guitar at Guitar Center.
I was going to bring up your acoustic bass.
Dude, I've been looking at it.
I was going to say, I should get to all these emails in my inbox, but I'm going to go to the Guitar Center real quick.
Dude, I mean, hey, it's Sunday, it's my day off, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I've been eyeing this thing for fucking 8 months or whatever.
You're starting to turn into me, man. Don't do that.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it's bad influence on me,
Bad
Joe.
influence. Me, I'm just like, I kind of want that.
Yeah,
Fucking, I'm buying it.
that's the difference. Is I have been agonizing over this purchase for about 8 months, maybe 9, and just staring at it because whenever I just want to sit down and strum out a song to take 5 minutes off and fucking rethink what I'm doing, I have my old Yamaha gig maker that's covered in stickers sitting right next to me. But I've always wanted an acoustic bass because I play bass most of the time. And I'm kind of the mindset of if I'm gonna buy something, buy it fucking once. So I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and I saw that Guitar Center had the Fender Kingman V2 in, and I went and fucking bought it, and I fucking love it.
Great.
It's mahogany body, mahogany neck, walnut fretboard. It sounds fucking great, and I am losing hours of my life to it now. So that's what I'm procrastinating with.
If you're gonna buy something, you buy it once. If I'm gonna buy something, I'll be like, what other colors can I get this in?
I've noticed that. I've also noticed you're a big fan of the, I'm gonna buy it and see if it works, and if it doesn't, I'm just gonna put it on the wall, and then eventually I'll get something that it works with.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I got to break out that LTD EC1000 the other day. Fucking Scorpion.
Oh yeah.
Got to play that at the show the other day, and then most of that portion of the set is not on the video we recorded. We played we did our cover, our first time ever we did the full cover of Never Gonna Give You Up. And as we're playing, I'm like, oh fuck, I never hit record on anything. So I was like, hey, if anybody can push the record button on our camera back there, I would appreciate it. So we got like half the set. And then our mixer didn't record anything, so we didn't get anything out of the mixer. But it's probably fine because he only mic'd the kick and the snare, so it wouldn't have like been the full drums. So
yeah.
But it sounded like from the camera that we shot with, it sounded pretty good. I gotta still upload the video to the private YouTube. So
yeah. Joey came. He said it sounded pretty good. So yeah.
Somebody said to me, like, when we started the show, well, we just got a message from the band as we're talking here.
I think it's John saying he's not practicing tonight.
Nope, I guess we're not going out after the show tonight.
All right.
So you can get to what you got to do. I can watch wrestling and then get to work.
Yeah, great. I'm going to go back to work, a.k.a. play guitar.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, the sound guy, shout out to the sound guy. What was his name? Smidge?
Yeah, Smidge. Smidge was the shit.
I remembered his name. How about that? He was, we told him as soon as we got there, like, hey man, we got this in-ear system now. And he goes, well, I've never really worked with one of those, so I don't know how that's going to go. And I'm like, dude, it's nothing. Like, it's easy. Trust me. We'll walk you through it.
Can I just say who called it?
You did. You absolutely did.
I'd been saying for like 4 days, I'm like, we should email them and tell them that we're using this so they know ahead of time.
So we tell him, he sheepishly admits he'd never done an in-ear system before. I'm like, dude, trust me, like, you'll get this. Like, it's like, it sounds complicated, but as soon as you do it, you're gonna be like, oh. And that's exactly how it was. Like, he brought the dude up from downstairs, like, like, what do we do? And I'm like, guys, this is what you do. And the downstairs guy is just trying to basically tell him exactly what I was telling him, which is, if you run like a direct box, it's the exact same thing. It's just everything's running that way instead of just a guitar or a bass. Like, everything is running that way. And so once we got up there and started setting it up, and we plugged everything in, and he plugged everything into his stuff, and I turned the system on, and I could hear my guitar in my head, in my in-ears right away. Like, he's like, so what do I got to do? I'm like, front of house.
Yep, that's it, man. We can do the rest of it.
Give us drums in the monitor, like this particular monitor that you just plugged into our shit. Give us drums there. Everything else is we've already got. So you don't need to do nothing but worry about front of house. I get what I didn't think to do was like do a sound check before we played, because he just gave us a thumbs up. We started playing.
Yep.
And somebody came up and said, oh yeah, when you guys first started playing, we couldn't hear nothing, but by the end of the first song, everything was good. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, nice.
So
yeah, that is the thing about when you're hearing in the in-ears, you hear it perfectly, but they might have just heard a bunch of strings slapping, and then John's drums.
Yeah, right.
No, man, he did a really great, really good job. Like I like that dude a lot. He ran the sound for our show, for the Shambles show we played back there in August, and I thought he did a phenomenal fucking job at that. And he's just a cool guy. Like, I don't know, he just hung out and shot the shit with us. I'll look it up during the break, but his band's playing a show at Ironworks later on.
Right,
So
he mentioned.
we'll promote that. And yeah, he is a cool guy, man. I liked him. He did a good job. Yeah, I don't know. I've been very impressed with the sound guys at Good Bar as of late.
Yeah, I appreciate that he wanted to really focus on how please make sure I know how to do this. I appreciate that he put in the effort to learn how to do it. And it's such a simple thing, but it's you haven't done it before.
Yeah.
So it's all right, I'll walk you through it. It's not gonna be hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna sound hard, but as soon as it gets done, you're gonna be like, oh, I got it, okay. And he thanked me after the set. He was like, thanks for, the opportunity to learn how to do this. And it's like, well, you're welcome.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It is a big deal because you're right. It is simple once you understand it, but it's Mr. Good Bar in Buffalo. They pay their guys and their guys do a good job, but generally what's happening upstairs is a dude is just carrying up a 120 watt amp. You stick a mic in front of it and then you're working the levels. So it is a new thing. And the other thing is we have no idea what's going on with their sound system. Sometimes shit is wired janky. And if you're chaining 3 or 4 things together, there's going to be a shitload of signal loss or you don't know what signal's going to what. Mm-hmm. So it is a lot for him, and he ended up doing a phenomenal fucking job, and I was happy with it. And he's a cool dude, so we'll look his band up and tell you to go listen.
And it was way easier to just bring up one thing instead of a bunch of amps and all that. So, I mean, May 20th.
That load in is a problem. That load in is a fucking pain.
May 28th, we're at the Walmore Inn.
Yes,
we have to actually bring actual amps to that show. So it's oh man, we gotta do what? How we managed to fit all that in the with the rack case. Now we gotta fit amps. We don't need the rack case, but we gotta fit. We'll figure it out.
We'll fit the amps. Yeah. I've done that.
Yeah, my amp's not big anyway, so
yeah. And I'll probably just bring my amp peg for that one. I blew. I've got a Behringer, just like a half rig, and I blew the fucking speaker on it, so I got to take that apart and fucking solder a new one in. But I have an Ampeg that I've been using that sounds really good.
Yeah,
so.
I got a 112. It's a Line 6 power cab. It's meant for my my modeler pedal. It can model cabs if I don't want to use up a block on my modeler to do the cab, which is kind of cool, but I just use it as a flat speaker, so just because I have a decent IR on there to get the tone that I have, so it just makes more sense for me to just keep everything set the way I have it and just run it straight into a flat sounding app. It's not coloring the frequency at all, so
right.
So yeah, you get to come see us May 28th as we have amps for the first time.
Just it's real rock and roll, man.
Yeah. I mean, my amp's just sitting here. It's used to my green screen's on top of it.
Well, that's the main reason I wanted to get the acoustic bass is I used to have my amp set up in my little space where my desk is and shit, but I found that I was too lazy to even plug this shit in and turn it on. I'm one of those guys that unplugs everything when you're not using it, with the exception of lamps and my TV.
Right.
So I would unplug my amp and shit, and it would I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, do I want to jam? And I'm not proud of this, but the way my brain works is I'd be like, no, because I'd have to get up, plug it in, tune it up, make sure all the settings are correct, sit down, then play, and then put it all back away. So I instead end up browsing fucking Reddit. But now I have the acoustic bass sitting right next to me, and I just fucking grab it and jam. It enables me to be lazy.
I absolutely know a thing or two about that, which is why this guy is right here.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
So my Fender acoustic here.
Fucking Fishman preamp, man.
Got the Fender acoustic. You got a Fender acoustic, so. Fender, where's our sponsorship?
Yeah, right. Dude, I posted that. I posted it on Facebook. Like, I wasn't trying to brag or so. I was just like so fucking excited. I was like, look at this thing I bought. And Goop from Over and Out and Rad Ops is like, I don't like Fenders, but that looks cool. And I'm like, how can you not like a Fender? Like,
I also don't like Fenders, but I like my Fender acoustic. So
man, how can you not like Fenders?
I probably because like the only Fenders I've played have been Stratocasters, and I just don't like single coil pickups. Like
that's why you got to get the fat Strat. You get the humbucker and the bridge pickup.
Yeah,
those things sound fucking awesome.
I absolutely like. I have a Squier Strat. We were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
Having Squier Fender instruments, and I have a Squier Strat. It was the first guitar I ever bought with my very first paycheck from my very first job. And I still have it to this day, and I've used it exactly once during a performance. And it was like, oh, fuck, no, I got to restring my other guitar real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, like a Strat is usually used as like a lead guitar because it's so fucking hot. But
for
like,
sure.
If you, I've got a Mexican Strat. That is my electric guitar. I have a Mexican Strat Deluxe that has the button on it that activates all three pickups at once. So you don't need to wedge the pickup selector in that spot. But it's a cool fucking guitar. I really like the sound of it. But I do get what you're saying because the type of music that we play in Living Brain Dead and the type of music I play with Shambles is not necessarily conducive to a Strat. Right. That being said, the sound and the sound you get out of those pickups.
But you're absolutely right. If I was in a different type of band, like, that would, like a classic rock band or something, for sure.
Right. Or anytime I want a clean sound out of an electric guitar, the Fender clean with the bass up a little bit is fucking, it's choice. I like it more than my semi-hollow body sound. Like, I've got a Ibanez Artcore, and I prefer the tone of a clean Strat to that. I think it sounds phenomenal.
We'll discuss this further when we come back. We've got Poison the Prophet are playing at Montage on Saturday with Million Miles from Broadway and Caustic Method. That is the Mike Hardy Memorial Show. And that's at 6 p.m. I guess at 6:30, they're going to do some kind of a tribute for Mike, followed by the performances. So you've got Poison the Prophet, Million Miles from Broadway, and Caustic Method at Montage. That's 6 p.m., $10 in advance, $12 day of the show. I don't have any age information apparently for that, but you know, if you know those guys, or even if you don't know those guys, they're cool dudes. Great music too, as you're about to find out. But go check out that show if you're in that area. This is Poison the Prophet. This is their brand new one. It's called Nightmerica on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show.
Truth or I'm not hearing you speak. We sacrifice our lives. They buried us with lies. We have to find a way to see another day. Will we live again? Survive the tide, the suffering that dims the light. The blood we shed, it never ends. It's flowing from
Poison the Prophet, the song called Nightmerica on all WNY Think So Joe show. Mike Hardy Memorial Show going on this Saturday at the Montage out in Rochester with Million Miles from Broadway and Caustic Method. Definitely go check that out if you're out in that area.
Yeah, get out there and
Cool
support
band,
them.
man.
Yeah, it's good shit, and you know they're going through a rough time right now, so get out and support them.
My mom started watching the stream right before the song. I highly doubt she's still watching after it. Like, oh, this is heavy metal. I don't want to listen to this. if she is still, hi, Mom.
Hi, Joe's mom.
Yeah. We'll be out your way in May. So come see us.
Hanging out there in Sanborn.
Cancer benefit, $10.
You can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I haven't been out to Sanborn in a while.
Me neither.
Natalie and I went to the sunflower farm as like a date one day. It was pretty awesome.
I'll tell you what, I ran into my cousin the other night at the Working Class Stiff show. I hadn't seen my cousin in probably since her wedding, and she's been divorced for a while now.
A lot of life changes in the interim there then.
And I realized, like, she was the first member of my family, my kid not included, that I've seen in like 2 years. Like, I haven't seen my mom, I haven't seen my grandma, I haven't seen my, uncles, my any of my cousins. So, like, I saw her at the show. Like, she saw me walk in the door and came running up to me and gave me a huge hug. It's like, holy crap, what are you doing here? So it was cool to see my cousin, and we were standing around just kind of talking about, like, man, I haven't seen anybody from the fucking family in like 2 years, and that's like, which is, I guess not that strange, because I don't really go out that way anymore, and everybody's in Niagara Falls or Sanborn area. Like,
plus the Rona, like, that was the.
Well, I mean, that's what really stopped me from seeing them for a couple of years. Was like, my mom would invite me over for Thanksgiving, and then like a week before Thanksgiving, like, hey, like, no, it's fine, Mom, don't worry about it.
Right. No, man, I feel you. Yeah, I mean, 2 years is still a long time, so yeah, it's good you get to see your cousin, like, and you'll get to see your mom when we go out there and jam.
Yeah, exactly. So she could bring my grandma. My grandma will be okay with the punk rock, I'm sure. My grandma will get down with that.
You might,
my grandma will get in the circle pit.
Really?
No.
Walker and all?
No, my grandma don't need a walker, man. She's healthier than both of us.
Right on. Good for her. She's spry.
I'll tell you what, man. My grandma. I talked to her. This is like a year or two ago. This conversation happened. I'm talking to her. I'm like, yeah, whatever happened to you having like cancer? And she said, I didn't have cancer. I'm like, you didn't have skin cancer in your nose? She said, oh, that. Yeah, no, that's like, she just shook it off like the fucking common cold.
Fucking tough lady, man.
Oh, my grandma's fucking badass, dude. Like,
that's cool. That's cool, man. I like that shit.
No, my grandma is like, my grandma's the healthiest fucking person on the planet. So, like, seriously, got cancer, just shook it off like nothing fucking happened. Like,
good for her, man. That's great.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
So,
it's funny you're talking about her going in like the circle pit and shit. Yeah. Like, so my grandparents know that I play music. I don't think they've ever listened to it. And I think what illustrates that the best is like, we used to go over to their house every Sunday for dinner, but now I live in Buffalo and shit. I don't do that. But I get dinner with them probably like twice a year. And I remember when Shambles released our first EP, I remember going over for Easter dinner, and they had our EP taped on their fridge with the disc still in it. Like, they're clearly not listening.
They're never going to listen to it.
And like, thank God, because our lyrics are so atrociously negative and sad and angry and fucking pissed off.
I'm just thinking about, like, hey, Mom, if you're watching, I'll send you a download code for Never Fuck with Cat Girls and take that to Grandma and play it for her.
Right, exactly. But it's like, it was also so heartwarming to be like, oh, my grandparents believe in me. They're just happy that I'm playing music. Like, that's so fucking nice. But it is funny just to think about that, like the generational divide of complete disinterest in what you're doing, but still supporting you because they love you.
My mom actually did come out to a show. We played Stamps one night. My mom came out. I was in Yellow Sauce that night too, so she came and saw both of my bands at once.
Double duty, man.
And I was joking because I'm like, my mom had never been to one of my shows before. So I was like, come see Yellow Sauce. I think you'll like Yellow Sauce. And then, stay for like one song of the Living Brain Dead, then you can leave, and I can never say you've never seen me play ever again. And she stayed for the whole set, and she enjoyed the show. I think part of why she stayed for the set was Katie's mom was there too. And like, so they were like bonding over, hey, listen to this crap our kids are playing. No, my mom, and I got off stage, my mom's still sitting there. I'm like, oh, you're still here. And she's like, yeah, I really like that Earth Angel song. And I used to love that song. And then, my stepdad sitting there, he's like, yeah, I was wondering when it was going to flip. He knew it was coming. But, yeah.
That's funny, man.
My mom has seen me play before, so I can't ever say that she's never seen me play. She stayed for the whole set. Both of them, Yellow Sauce and Living Brain Dead. So...
That rules, man.
Yeah.
It's good. You want your parents to check out what you're doing, even if it's not their cup of tea. Like you want, you want them to see what you're up to.
Doing stuff, man. Yeah, my mom will tune into a podcast every now. Obviously, I mean, she tuned in right before the song break, and I'm sure she probably tuned right out as soon as because like Poison the Prophet's not going to be her thing. You know what I mean? But
it's just like Abe Simpson walking into the
burlesque house.
That's it, the burlesque house. I was thinking brothel. The burlesque house. He just puts his hat down, sees Bart, walks right back around, grabs it, and leaves.
Is your name Bart? Does your father know you're here? Yeah.
No, man, my parents are pretty cool. Like I don't know if they're watching anymore, but when I first started,
your dad was watching for a while.
Yeah, when I first started co-hosting this, like they're down in Florida and they were watching on their TV and their separate recliners there hanging out. They were texting. He was texting me during the show, which was funny.
I remember.
Like, we can read the comments, but like my phone is going off and I'm trying not to be like looking down at my crotch as I'm, But my parents are cool.
Like
man.
I did before the song break because John messaged us and I'm like,
right.
I'm like, oh, we got a message in the band chat. Like, okay, we don't got to go anywhere after the show. Cool.
Well, yeah, my parents are cool, man. They've always been supportive, even though they totally. I think my mom gets it a little more than my dad does, but they totally do not understand what Shambles is doing at all. They're just, and they're like, good for you. Like, you can play music. But, like, I remember, like, the first time they came and saw us, they were like, that was really negative. And I was like, right, that's my outlet. Like, I'm a generally pretty positive person, but
right.
I'm also able to, I'm a realist, and I'm also, everyone struggles with negative feelings. I'm expressing them.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't help that my younger brother plays drums in Turkey Blaster Omega.
Which is really positive.
Right. It's all positive. Or even when it's negative, it's like a song of defiance and, like building yourself up. Whereas, like, Shambles is like negative, sad boy, like, I don't know, like, I definitely still think there's some empowerment there, but it's like negative, sad boy shit, and my parents don't get it, I don't think.
Sure.
So I guess what I'm saying is I understand the turning it on and hearing death metal and being like, I'm done with that, because my parents I've looked out in the crowd and seen them with their drinks like...
If you thought that was death metal, wait till you hear Order of the Dead later.
Oh yeah, it wasn't death metal, but
no. No, my mom came out to a show and that was cool because like, there's actually like a video out on YouTube of us playing Don't Drown and I say, hey Kevin, because she hadn't transitioned to Katie yet. Yes. So like, hey Kevin, watch your mouth on this one. My parents are here, And, Don't Drown is don't fucking drown. Like, or at least back then it was. I think it's like changed since then, but like,
Yeah, I think it's just one long drawn out, drown out. I don't know. I like that tune. I like the bass line in the verse of that song. It's a lot of fun to play.
Tell you what, man, everything just felt good on Friday night, man. It felt good. I had a good energy going. I think I was feeding off you a little bit because like when you're on stage, you're just like bouncing all over. So I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get this new wireless. I'm going to give you the old one. That way we can just bounce wherever the fuck we want.
Yeah,
which
dude.
Is what afforded me the ability to get off stage and fist bump my ex-wife's husband.
Yeah, dude, I'm a big fan of jumping around on stage. I don't want to say I don't understand it because sometimes bands are playing very difficult shit and sometimes also like you're tired, you're having an off night, or sometimes it's just the way you play, but like I have such a, like, when I'm just standing there playing, I'm like, oh, people are going to get bored watching me. I better fucking jump. And then I feel better. And then, yeah.
I'll tell you what, having that stage, that much stage available, especially like we didn't have amps up there, so we had the whole fucking stage to move around and jump around and everything.
That is a very big point of that, because we were talking about it beforehand about like the Tudor stage. And like, nothing wrong with the Tudor Lounge, but it's a much smaller stage.
For sure.
And when you have shit on it, it's a lot harder to do that. That Good Bar stage upstairs is fucking huge.
Sure.
Like, you can walk back and forth. It's enormous. So, yeah, it does make it easier when you've got the room.
Yeah.
I really like playing that room. I think I'm just gonna play a Good Bar from here on out, because my house is around the corner.
Right. We drove by your house, you're like, hey, here's my house.
Yeah. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna play anywhere else again. I think I'm just gonna hang out there.
Like, you're right over here by fucking ETS and Revolver and all the shit I like over here.
That is correct, man.
I went to ETS before the Stiff show.
Okay.
Because I was like, all right, I need to get some ETS. I haven't had ETS in a while. So
what do you get at ETS? It's Elmwood Taco and Subs, if you guys don't know. It's like a legendary taco joint.
I was doing the beef and the beef bean and cheese burrito.
Okay.
And usually like the pasta salad if they have it on display there, and I didn't see it this time, so but this time I got the chicken bean and cheese burrito on wheat. So, you know, trying to stick with that diet a little bit.
Chicken, bean, and cheese burrito on wheat.
Yeah.
The healthiest.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I've never gotten the chicken there. I am like...
Chicken was okay.
I am staunchly just a beef taco guy at ETS, and it is... I mean, it's Buff Mex. Like, anybody who's not from the Buffalo area, the way Buffalo does tacos is kind of disgusting to people that don't understand it, but it's just... it's the ground beef, but the seasonings in it have a little more sugar in it. It's a little sweeter. And then it's, you know, lettuce, cheese, and tomatoes. And then but instead of the shredded cheese, it's a mixture of American and Swiss. It is just a rectangle that they put on the tortilla. And it is fucking incredible. I don't give a shit what anyone says. And ETS's Buff Max tacos fucking rock. They're so good.
I'll tell you what, man, like, when I first got divorced the second time, she got a job at fucking ETS, and I'm like, fuck. Like,
I guess I'm going to Mighty.
I guess I'm not going to fucking ETS anymore. And then she only worked there for like a week, so I was like, all right, cool, I could go back now. Which is cool, because I got a buddy who was like, you know, for the longest time, like, he don't live here anymore. He moved to Virginia, but like, he would come up like once a month from Niagara Falls, because neither one of us drove, but he would come up to, you know, he loved books, so he would go to Talking Leaves all the time. And so like our routine would be like, yeah, let's meet up downtown. We'll go to fucking Elmwood, you know, we'll go to Talking Leaves, we'll hit ETS. And then they fucking opened Revolver over there. So it's like, all right, so now we'll go to Talking Leaves, we'll go to Revolver, and then we'll go to ETS, or we'll go to Talking Leaves, ETS, and Revolver, because that's easier. You know, it's on the way.
Yeah.
So that was like, you know, that was my excuse to get ETS. Now I'm just like, fuck, what am I want to go to Revolver at some point, but I don't fucking feel like leaving the house. You know, like, I'll probably, I mean, like, you know, I might go, you know, tomorrow. I might, thinking about it. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow.
Oh, no shit.
Cloudy and like 56. Like, yeah, that's a nice day.
That's a nice Buffalo day.
That's a nice day.
A beautiful Buffalo afternoon.
So get out of the house, go to the record store, go get some tacos. But the thing is, like, if you're going to go to Revolver, it's better to go on Friday, because that's when they put out all the new old stuff. Mm-hmm. Like the stuff that they've gotten in for the week. Like, so it's best to go Friday morning, because everything's there. You can find, like, shit you were looking for instead of, like, what's left from last week. So part of me is like, man, I might go to Revolver tomorrow. And then another part of me is like, you know, I might go to Revolver Friday. But it's supposed to rain, and I know, like, the next day I know for sure I'm going to Revolver is fucking Record Store Day in April, which I forget what the fuck I want, but there's a lot of it. Coolio, It Takes a Thief, that's one of them. Definitely need that one.
Yeah, man.
I got that fucking, that record you were telling me about, the replacements,
you know,
Tim, it's right behind you there.
I'm so happy that you have that. I noticed that it's open. Did you get it used, or did you listen to it?
No, I just got it today. It's actually still sealed.
Really? Oh shit! I thought I saw the end of it
right behind it is the Pretty Reckless Going to Hell, which I got a couple of days ago, and just opened today and was spinning before you got here.
Nice, man.
So,
Dude, I mean, I'm excited to hear what you think of that record because a small piece of me thinks that you might be like, why the fuck would Ryan like this? But like that album in particular, it's like, so we listened to Let It Be when we were driving out to band practice, and Let It Be is a lot more reflective of the Replacements' early shit, which is a chaotic hardcore punk band where they barely are even in tune. But in that album, they're starting to come into their own as like melodic songwriters. Tim is kind of where they transitioned more to, like, I would say, like, the makings of what, like, alternative rock became, but it still has a punk ethos behind it, and it's just, I don't know, I'm obsessed with a couple of songs on that disc, and I think it is the necessary Replacements disc, so I really, really hope you like it, but I can totally see you being like, why the fuck would you like this?
I'll tell you what, when the show's over, I'm going to watch wrestling, then I'm going to finish listening to this Pretty Reckless record, but then I'll put that on.
All right.
The fucking Pretty Reckless. So this album, Going to Hell, that I just got, is their second album. And those first two albums got me through my second divorce.
All right.
Like, for sure. Just like, there's a song on the first album, it's called Now That You're Gone. And it's like, yeah, this fucking song is like speaking how I feel right now, you know, like how I should feel right now about this whole situation. And, you know, so those two albums got me through a lot of shit, and I'm so glad they released the second one. Now I'm just waiting for them to release Light Me Up, the first album, on fucking vinyl, because that's the only one that's not out on vinyl now. So inevitably that will come out, and I will have to get it. Yeah, it's, you know, and by the way, if anybody got that Working Class Stiffs record, wanted to put it up on Discogs, Tim put it up on Discogs now, so you can add that to your collection.
Nice.
He emailed me the other day to tell me. So I was like, okay, cool, perfect. I will go add that to my collection right now.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good shit.
I gotta keep my shit, like, what I love about having all my shit on Discogs is I can literally just open the app and hit random and be like, okay, that's what I'm listening to. Like, what do I want to listen to right now? If I grab my phone and I go on fucking Discogs, right? So, Sabres game's about to start, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got $50 on them tonight. Let's fucking go.
All right, cool. So I can
watch them lose 10-1.
Yeah, right. That's your luck, right?
That's the way it goes. Dude, when we were in the show, I know it's boring to talk about gambling, so I will keep it brief. But when we were in the show, they were playing Calgary that night. And the odds were crazy. They were like 3.5 to 1. And I had $100, and I was like, well, I've had a couple beers. I might as well just throw it away on this. I don't care if I lose it. And I opted not to. I hung on to the money, and they ended up beating Calgary 1-0 in overtime. I would have won $450.
I'll tell you what, man. After the game was over, I pulled up that fucking goal. We watched that together. That fucking game winner from was it Darlene that got that one?
I think it was Tage.
Was it Tage that night?
Yeah.
Okay. I know. Darlene got the next one. I think
Darlene got the overtime goal. That sick ass overtime goal where he walked into the slot against Vancouver on Sunday night.
You're right.
And that game, I won $200.
You're right. So it was Tage, because he got that fucking, like, don't know what the fuck the goalie was thinking, but he gave up the puck and Tage took it and buried it.
Yeah, and it was weird because both teams, the goalies played great all night, but that last one, it was Markstrom, right?
Did you see?
Chased him out of the net and, like, fell, and Tage just brought it back around.
Did you end up watching the highlights from that game and seeing that fucking amazing fucking save from Buffalo's goalie? I did. He jumped across the fucking crease and stopped.
Was it Craig Anderson?
I don't think it was Craig. I think it was Tokarski.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Tokarski got a fucking amazing save.
Tokarski has surprisingly impressed me quite a bit. And he was supposed to be like a 7th stringer, but he plays pretty well when he's in net. I'm a fan of him.
So we're gonna play Discogs roulette here.
All right, let's see.
I'm gonna hit random. We're gonna see what record Discogs would tell me to play if I wanted to listen to music right now. Random. Sound the alarm. Less Than Jake.
All right, not bad.
All right, I'm down for some Less Than Jake. Obviously not on the air because
I don't think you have the license for that.
I do not. Tim has a love. I didn't mean to touch your leg there, but
oh, you meant it. I know you meant it.
If I meant it, you'd know. I will admit I have a love-hate relationship with Discogs. Once I got everything cataloged, it was like, okay, cool. Let me just keep up on this, and that's, you know, I kind of get behind on that at times, so I'll just have records just sitting right where those two are, and just like, I gotta catalog these before I put them away. And now I haven't put records away in a while, so there's a bunch just sitting in a spot down here, just ready to go into the, you know, bins up here. But like, yeah, I just, once I cataloged, it was like, okay, this is great. Now I know what I had. Like, I can, if I'm at the record store, I can be like, yo, do I have this? You know?
I need to do that because I'm getting to the point where I've almost bought stuff twice, and I don't want to.
Brian has bought stuff twice, and that's why he started cataloging all his shit on Discogs, because he like, the reason I have the Prophets of Rage vinyl is because Brian bought 2.
Whoops.
He's like, do you want this? Like, yeah, sure. It's like, is it cool if I put this as a payment towards that HX Stomp? Like, yeah, sure, whatever, dude. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, how much? And he's like, yeah, I'll just take like $10 off that. Like, okay, cool. So, it's pretty common apparently for Discogs to tell labels that they're wrong about their own releases. Interesting.
You mean just out of hubris, or you mean they're actually correct and a label has messed something up?
They're, I'll tell you what, they have like very specific ways that they like to put up records, the community on Discogs.
Okay.
And I know this from like, when I got the latest Green Jello record, Garage Band Kids, I put up the listing because nobody had a listing up. And then people are like, do you mind if we fix this? Like, no, go ahead. I don't know what I'm doing. So they're like, okay, we're gonna put this in the style that we like to do. So the label is correct, but the users say the label is incorrect. So
yeah, so this is a point that we have repeatedly touched on, and I don't necessarily know if I'm in the correct headspace. Like, I haven't thought this through enough to expound upon it fully, but like, I consider Discogs to effectively be a form of social media, and I think social media is a fucking toilet. Like, I hate it. I use it when I have to promote shit, but like, what you're talking about right there, like, oh, the label's correct, but users say it's incorrect because they have arbitrarily chosen a way that they would like it, and then they use that as a stick to beat you with, I think is a microcosm of the way social media operates. Like, everybody thinks that they have something important to say, and for the most part, nobody does. Like, even me, I'm on a show where I'm supposed to be talking about something interesting. Nobody should be listening to fucking anything that I say about anything, nor should anyone listen to anyone about anything, unless they are asking for help, in which case you should give it. Oh, why is the camera moving? Sorry, I'm shaking it.
The arm of your chair is up against the leg of the table is what's happening.
I don't know what it is because I'm Irish, but I wildly gesticulate when I am talking, and I'm so sorry. I'm shaking the chair.
But I'm guilty of it too. It's because we got this L-shaped desk, and we're kind of like both right up against it to kind of keep this distance between us. So like as you're getting passionate about it, your arm of your chair is just bouncing up against the leg of the desk. So, and the camera is mounted to the desk. So, I mean, I could probably put a tripod back there or something and make that not happen, but I don't want to because it's set up this way for a reason. Which is because that way it's there and I don't have to move it. I spent $600, so I never have to fucking move it again to buy another camera body so I could do things you might not know.
Oh, man.
So,
well, I will try to refrain from shaking the desk any further. I am sorry about that.
Saw someone tell Jump Up that Jump Up had the wrong catalog number on one of those releases, and I've had it happen with my releases. Almost every indie label owner I know has gone through it, yeah.
Yeah.
Users.
Right.
What are you gonna do? I mean, that's what happens when you get a community like that. So
yeah.
I get the love-hate relationship for sure.
Yeah, I totally get the hate relationship because everything about cataloging my record collection sounds like a lot of fun to me. Like, I'm a dork. I would love to like just drink a beer and do it, but like everything about the fact that you need to interact with other people who have made their entire life doing that makes me want to just do it in an Excel spreadsheet.
You don't really need to interact with it. Like if a record is not there and you put it up, then they'll be like, "Oh no, you did this wrong." Like, which has been my experience. But so for the most part, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll wait for somebody else to do it.
But let's think about this for a second. And I don't want to distill this down to, I don't want to deconstruct it so much that it isn't representative of what it actually is. Because, again, like, it is cataloging a record and making it available for people to look at. That is the point of Discogs. But, like, really, all I can see is that you're voluntarily signing up for somebody else to tell you that you're wrong. Like, and I don't want to fucking deal with that. When all I want to do is be like, hey, I got this all record and it's great. You have the wrong catalog number. Okay,
if you get into the minutia of it when you're cataloging your stuff, if you get into the minutia of it, you're gonna see just how tedious that really fucking is. And because I did it that way, where I'm just like, no, I gotta have the right fucking copy of this in my Discogs. Brian, on the other hand, was just, I just usually just, add the master release to my collection. Like, good for you.
Yeah, see, that is like 100% what I would do. And then people would be like, you should do all the serial numbers. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I mean,
no.
You got no intention. I've got no intention of selling anything either. But it's nice. I like to know like what the pressing I have of it is. We'll talk about this more when we come back.
That's really fucking cool. Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more when we come back. There's a show going on tomorrow night at Stamps. It is Dead Orchids, Jupiter Trolley, and Pamela Schwartz with this next artist, and his name is Jimso Slim. That show's at 7 p.m. It's $10 at the door and 18 and over if you're going to Stamps tomorrow night. This is Jimso Slim, and the song is called Street Corner Minds on all WNY Think So Joe Show.
Try to find a set of wheels
Jimso Slim on all WNY Think So Joe Show, a song called Street Corner Minds. Again, tomorrow night at Stamps with Dead Orchids, Jupiter Trolley, and Pamela Schwartz, who's also playing on Saturday with Soul Butchers, Pamela Schwartz.
Lots of Pamela Schwartz.
So you get to see her twice this weekend. So,
well, good shit. I love it.
Got in the chat here. Lenny 1058 sold their Marshall plexiglass today. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. Anyway. Laura can't put her finger on who they sound like. You weren't in the room. You didn't hear most of it. So.
No, I had to go take a potty break.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you, Laura.
Dead Milkman?
Maybe.
No, not even fucking close.
I know. I don't have an amp to sell. So actually, I do have an amp. I have a Brownsville 212 combo amp that I got from Brian when I first met him.
Oh, okay.
We swapped amps. I had a Ibanez full half stack that I was like, I don't want to carry this around anymore. And I wasn't in a band at the time, so I was like, I don't want to carry this around anymore. So let me get anybody want to switch a 212 combo for this half stack? And Brian was like, yeah, I'll do it. And came over to my house. It was the first time he ever came to my house. We swapped amps. It was just like, okay, cool. And I've had this Brownsville ever since, and I can't get rid of it now. Because he had told me, like, if you ever get rid of this amp, sell it, like, offer it to me first, because it was his first amp. His initials are apparently carved in it somewhere. I don't know where. But he had sold it before. He found it later at a pawn shop and bought it back. And now I have it, and now I can't get rid of it. So, is what it is, I guess.
It's funny that you'd find it again at the pawn shop and be like, that's mine. I remember it.
I went to the pawn shop around here the other day. I wasn't going to. I was walking by, and I'm walking by, and I saw a 40th anniversary Sabres jersey. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I've been looking for one of those. If it's my size, I'm buying it right the fuck now. It was not my size. So I stopped. I looked at the instruments. They had a nice, electronic drum kit. And I'm like, I don't really want to spend $300 and carry that home.
Right.
But if I didn't have to carry it home, I would have probably been like, yeah, I could use an electronic drum kit, learn how to play drums, just record some demos for the band like Brian used to do. But anyway,
yeah, man.
Yeah, what were we talking about before we were talking about Discogs before we came on.
Yeah,
we were talking
that
about
and my hatred of my. Hey, it's Joey. Just spending that money.
Stop just spending money. Yep. That's me, just spending money. Opposite of you.
Hey man, I've been spending a little bit lately, but not too much. I've been fucking.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I'm rubbing off on you a little bit.
I was agonizing over that bass for about 8 or 9 months. So.
My influence is rubbing off on you a little bit. You're just like, what would Joe do? Joe would buy the fucking bass.
Go to Guitar Center and buy it. Yeah, man. No, we were talking about fucking Discogs.
I dropped a fucking guitar at Guitar Center a couple of weeks ago.
Did you buy it?
No.
Would you just run?
No. I fucking went to hang it back up and it just fell right the fuck off the hook. And the dude comes over, I'm like, okay, so what's the trick to getting this on the fucking hook? And he's like, the hook's broke, dude, don't worry about it. Like, okay, not my problem then, thanks. So,
jeez. Yeah.
Half the updates from people on Discogs are from people who don't have the albums. I can see that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like that's the thing, and this is why I'm calling Discogs a social media site. It is just it's the same thing if you go on like Twitter. Like if you look at any piece of news that occurs, like I was talking to Nikki about this at the show. Twitter is a great place to get news. If you look at the comments that are directly under that piece of news, whatever the most controversial thing is the thing that's at the top.
Yeah.
So whatever the stupidest thing anybody said is going to be the thing that everyone is talking about, and it completely distorts like what the actual topic is, and it leads to warped conversations that are about ancillary topics that cause everyone that has any semblance of logic to go fucking batshit. And applying that exact same type of human interaction to Discogs, that is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be people that want to argue semantics or troll you, attempting to edit records that they don't have, because again, they can use that as a stick to beat you with. And I don't want to be subject to any of that fucking bullshit.
All the notifications I get from Discogs are like, this record's been updated. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, send me the fucking updates that tell me if the record I want is on sale somewhere. So
yeah, I don't know, man. It does sound like a lot of fun. Like, I would really like to have a catalog of my record collection, but I just fucking, I don't know.
You can ignore all that shit though, especially if
No,
you're just
I can't.
Especially if you're just gonna go like, hey, I have this record, add it to the collection, and you're not gonna get into the minutia of like looking in the fucking runout groove. Like, okay, is that a 1 or an I? You know, like if you're not gonna get into that minutia, it's just click. Okay, add to the collection. Cool. But let's catch up here. So we got Jimso Slim. Thanks for the support, guys. Podcast sounds great. No problem, man. We appreciate good music here, and we hope you have a great show tomorrow night at Stamps with Dead Orchids, Jupiter Trolley, and Pamela Swartz. 7 p.m. $10, 18 and up. We've got Candy Lion has a song that's listed as Lost in Double Overtime. It legitimately pisses off Discogs users that "in" isn't capitalized. Stylistic choice. Like, that's an artist's choice, man. That's ridiculous to be fucking mad about that.
Yeah, I would say stylistic choice, and yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what I like the green Jello record I fucking put on Discogs because it wasn't up yet. People are like, well, you know, you put that it's an LP, but it's actually a record. Like, what the fuck is the difference? Yeah. I don't know. You fix it.
Yeah, it's been
don't tell me about it. Just fucking fix it. I don't give a shit. I just wanted to put it in my fucking collection. I don't give a shit.
What's that called? It's not semantic satiation. It's like semantic treadmill or whatever, where stuff takes on a different meaning as it is used in a different context. And if you aren't able to follow that and you attempt to argue the original meaning of it, like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, people call full records LPs now. And it used to be...
They did it in the 80s, too, so...
Right, exactly. And it used to be inappropriate for you to call an LP a vinyl, because vinyl is the material that the LP is made out of. Mm-hmm. And it was a sticking point to me when people would, like 5-6 years ago, and they'd be like, oh, I'm getting vinyls. It's like, no, you're getting records, or you're getting LPs. But, like, that's just what the term is now. For the last 6-7 years, everyone has been calling them vinyls. So you don't argue with someone when they call it a vinyl. You understand what they mean, so you shut the fuck up and try to be friends with them.
I will say this. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said vinyls.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, if you're in the vinyl community, you know that that's not the plural of vinyl. Right. It's just vinyl. And I kind of cringed a little bit. And I'm like, all right, I'll let it slide. No, not everybody's going to be like into this scene like I've gotten. Thank you, Brian. You know, but you know.
No, I mean, it hurts you in your soul, but it's like, I don't know. Like, when I was like 13, I was really into correcting people when they made minor verbal slip-ups. And then I grew out of it about the time that I was 15. So it kills me now when I see someone in like their fucking like early 50s that's just like, hey, you said vinyls, hey, don't you know it's actually an LP? Oh my, it's like, dude, grow the fuck up. Like, I grew out of that years ago. Yeah. Do you understand what the person meant? Good. Move forward. Like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like people who are in like vinyl groups and say vinyls, yeah, that bugs me a little bit. But people who like have like 15 records and they're like, oh, I have 15 vinyls, I'm not gonna get mad about that. Like, you don't know, you're not in the community. You don't fucking know. It's okay.
Well, and there's also like a very easy way to let someone in and make it a cool thing. Be like, hey man, just to let you know, like, yeah. So vinyls is actually, like, we actually call it like LPs. Like, that's kind of the way, you know, and like, you can just be cool about it and not make that person feel like a fucking asshole and feel like they're unwanted. Like the idea of lashing out at people who are just innocently trying to engage in something that they love, that because it makes you feel better about yourself, is so fucking childish and stupid, and I'm so over it. And I think that really is the point that I'm getting to, whereas like I hate social media, because that's all it is. It's like people think that it's like fun to argue. You're not having an argument, you're talking past each other in a style that you think is interesting. It isn't. Go do anything else. Like anything else. Create something.
I'm talking to this girl, right? I'm talking to this girl. She's got an Instagram. She has a Facebook. We're not Facebook friends. We follow each other on Instagram. She doesn't post shit on anything. And she's like, I don't like social media, so I'm not really on there. And I'm like, I don't like social media either, but I have so much shit I have to promote.
Well, so so that's the big distinction. And it's also a very different thing for you, because like you you make all of your money. You make your living off of putting yourself out there, and you have artistic projects that you are promoting. And like I stay on social media for that particular purpose. I want to be able to promote, let people know about the things that I'm doing. And I like it for the fact that like, oh, I can see like, look at this cool thing Sarah made. Look at this cool song that Stiggs wrote. All of that shit fucking makes my day.
Shout out to our artistic friends that we fucking love and support when we can. And
It fucking exactly.
Sarah makes cool shit, man. She did some shit for Joaquin Wilde from WWE a few months back, and that was cool as shit to see on TV. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, taking a picture with my phone, send it like, is this yours? You did this one?
Fucking exactly. And it's like, that shit makes my day. But like, I go back to Twitter because Facebook is just a lost cause now. Like, Facebook is a fucking cesspool of bullshit. Twitter is where I see it now because there are legitimate good uses for it. But like whenever I see a comment where like somebody says something that's just wildly inaccurate, makes no sense, it's just basically a trolly comment, or they just don't understand something, and then someone responds to it with, actually, studies have shown that blah, 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 and they include like an article, and there's like you're doing like a dissertation to explain why that person is wrong. That person is not gonna read it.
No.
Like, you're never changing anyone's mind, so why are you even engaging in it? Like, go back and engage in the real world, because you're gonna change someone's mind there if you're just a cool person. If you're on Twitter, everyone has their stance and they're just gonna talk past each other. It's a waste of fucking time, and it drives me insane.
I'll tell you what, man.
Insane.
I use social media for like different purposes here. So like Facebook is like, I have friends on there that I interact with like almost exclusively on there. I promote all my shit on there. The band, the podcast, the merch stores, everything.
Yeah.
Everything gets promoted on there. Instagram I use mostly because like, hey, look at what I'm listening to now. Like literally just posted that Pretty Reckless album like an hour before the show. Like, hey, look what I'm listening to now. I'm listening to the Pretty Reckless. Thank you, Taylor Momsen, for getting me through a bunch of shit a few years ago when this album came out. And then Twitter is like the shit I won't say on like Facebook or Insta, you know what I mean? And I do like most of my interacting with wrestling fans on Twitter. But Twitter is like, hey, this thing is going, I'm on this dating site and this happened, and what's the etiquette here? Like with the fucking, the date falling asleep on the virtual date. Like, what do I do? Do I keep watching the movie? Am I an asshole for finishing watching the movie? Like,
right. So I'm not talking about you in this
I know you're
circumstance. Like, obviously, that's an appropriate use of social media.
Yeah.
And if that's the way everybody engaged in it, I would think it would be a boon to our society and our interpersonal relationships with people we have not even met. But that's not the way people use it, because like if you post that out there and you get like 20 replies, one of those replies is gonna be like, hey, I bet you wouldn't have fallen asleep if you didn't get that vaccination. Like it's gonna be something that is just fucking unrelated, that has nothing to do with it, that's just a troll trying to rile you up. And like, basically the way I look at it is, we can't have nice things because somebody's gonna fuck it up, and we gotta walk at the speed of our slowest people. Like that's how it's gotta be. And that
make a case for Darwinism with fucking COVID vaccines, right? So
yeah, and I mean the vaccine thing is like, that's just one example. Like there's the hatred that I see come out of people because they're behind a computer disgusts me so much that I would rather just pet my dog and listen to a record than engage with any of it. Like, and I'll write a song and I'll put my song out there that you can listen to, but like, man, I'm not fucking getting on there and talking to anybody. Fuck that.
Some of the folks watching may have noticed that there is a show this weekend that I have not mentioned and not promoted, and it's from a big band that has let us use their music on the show before, and I'm not plugging it because fuck the venue they're playing at, first of all, and second of all, like, get out of here with your anti-vaxxer bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, you want to spread misinformation and, like, whatever, cool. If your fan base wants to eat that up, cool, and they want to go to a Nazi fucking venue, cool. But, like, Just saying,
Yeah, I don't
not
know.
naming names.
I'm gonna say I don't even know what you're fucking talking
Yeah,
about. So like,
it's all right.
that's-
It's all right. I'll tell you off air. But,
Yeah.
you know. I'm also still. It barely moved that time. I'll tell you. I will say this. Like the band. I do have a little bit of a beef with the band because I took a picture. I was out. It was like my first day out after getting vaccinated. I went to. I actually saw the Abrupters at fucking Mohawk with Urban Achievers, which is one of Angel's other bands. So I'm on my way to Mohawk, and there's like time until the doors open. So I'm just wandering around downtown, just getting some fresh air, taking some pictures and sending them to my mom. You know, like my mom's like, oh, you know, my mom doesn't get out to Buffalo, so you know, getting to show her some of the sights downtown. And I took a picture of the fucking Buffalo Icon, which has been closed for years, and I posted, hey, you know, anybody got any memories from this place? And this particular band took this picture, put it on their fucking social media page, said, hey, you guys remember this place? And didn't fucking credit me. So I got a little bit of a beef with them too, but that's, I'm going to leave it off the air. I'm not going to mention the name.
So they didn't click share. They just like saved the JPEG and then re-uploaded
it. Which is why now I have on my phone, I have an app that will put my fucking watermark on the bottom of the fucking pictures if I want to do shit like that. I was so fucking pissed about that.
That's the thing though, like this is why I hate social media. Like I understand why you're pissed about that, but like why are we even doing this?
Hold on, be right back. I'm gonna go post one of their songs as mine. You guys have never heard the song Monster before, right? Nope.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just so funny. Like, just go.
Their fucking logo's not even their own fucking logo. They stole it from the band they merged with when
Go pet a dog. Go hug somebody. Go high five somebody. Go eat a sandwich. Do like, I don't know.
It takes like a second to credit people. Yeah, exactly. Was it that hard to be like, yo, Joe Kent took this picture? I've been a fan of your fucking band for 20 fucking years. You guys can't be like, yo, one of our fans took this picture. I could name the fucking fan base, and I'm not going to. And it's taken everything for me to not to at this point. But needless to say, it is a pretty popular band out of Niagara Falls who tell everybody they're from Buffalo and have music on certain combat sports. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, it's
Linda Ronstadt?
It's not Linda Ronstadt.
I got
You're racking your brain over here. I can see it.
I mean, yeah, that and I'm just like, I do understand the crediting thing because, like, obviously that's copyright. Like, if you make something, well, it's akin to copyright. Like, if you post a picture, it is copyright. It's you fixed it in a tangible medium. It's your copyright. And if somebody doesn't credit you, then yeah, it's basically copyright infringement. That's not really the way social media works anymore. It's very much more about like open source, like sharing everything. But I totally understand it. But it's just like, I think what I'm laughing about more is like, while I understand 100% why that upsets you, I'm also like, I don't know, like, go pet a dog.
If it was
the internet.
If it was like a lesser fucking band who did it, like just like some, you know, like if Soul Butchers did it, right? Like, okay, cool. They don't know me. That's cool. You know what I mean?
Like, talking shit about Soul Butchers?
I'm saying, like, they don't know me. If they would have fucking, you know, if they would have done it, like, okay, cool. Like, they don't know better. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe they don't know better. But like this band with the fucking level of success that they've had and the fucking, you know, popularity that they have and the fact that, like, I was going to their shows before anybody fucking knew who the fuck they were, and they don't want to fucking credit me for a fucking picture that I took of a venue that meant a lot to them, admittedly. But, like, you know, you guys can't just be like, oh, hey, photo credit. And let me put it to you this way. We did a show at Mohawk Place, not you know, any of my bands, but like Karina and I put on a show at fucking Mohawk, a charity show. And we had Frankly Lost from Pennsylvania there. Yeah. And, you know, I'm joking about, like, because Karina was like, take pictures of the band. So I'm sitting there with my fucking, you know, little Canon fucking DSLR camera taking pictures of the bands, unbeknownst to me that I was going to be doing this. And I put watermarks on all the fucking pictures before I uploaded them. And I get a fucking message from Frank from Frankly Lost. And he goes, hey man, is it cool if I, can you do me a favor? I'm like, what's up? He's like, can you crop that picture to a square and put your fucking watermark on it so I can use it as my profile picture?
Oh, that's nice.
Is that hard? I mean, seriously, if they didn't have that level of success and have known me for 20 something years now, like, come on guys, be better.
I feel you.
Anyway.
I don't know. I feel you. I get it. I get it.
Here's some bands that would probably actually give you credit for if they used one of your photos on their social media. Anyway, we got a show coming up on Friday at how do you say this? Deunde? Duende at Silo City.
Yeah, it's Duende at Silo City. That's right. That place is
There you
fucking
go.
awesome.
He
Yeah.
knows. All right, Duende at Silo City. That's 85 Silo City Row, with Crucidist, Tombstoner, and Scrotum. Those are band names. This is Order of the Dead. That show is 8 p.m., $10, 18 plus Friday night. How do you say it again? Duende at Silo City. And this is Order of the Dead. The song's called Ritual Magic, and we'll see you next week on the ThinkSoJoE Show.
How do you know that what you see is all there is?